So when you pick up Matthew McConaughey's book, Greenlights, you might think it's just another celebrity memoir, but it's not. He actually calls it an approach book. It's a collection of his stories, sure, but it's really a philosophy for how he navigates life. So think of it less as a look back at his past and more like a playbook for moving forward.
Okay, so right off the bat, this quote is pretty much the foundation of his entire philosophy. What it's getting at is this. Instead of just forcing our way through life, the key is to prepare ourselves, find our alignment, and then let the right opportunities kind of be drawn to us. It's a huge shift in perspective, and we're going to unpack exactly what that means.
Okay, so how does this actually work in real life? Well, McConaughey uses a metaphor that we can all instantly understand, a traffic light. He sees all the events in life as either green, yellow, or red signals. And the art of living well, according to him, is learning how to read these signals and, more importantly, how to create more of those green ones for yourself.
All right, let's start with the good stuff, the green light. A green light is basically a moment of flow. You know that feeling when things are just clicking? That's a green light. It's success, joy, good health. It's like the universe is giving you a high five, a clear sign that you're on the right track and you should absolutely keep going.
But let's be real, life isn't all green lights, right? We all hit yellow and red lights. Those are the challenges, the failures, the heartbreaks that make us slow down or even stop dead in our tracks. And this is where it gets really interesting. He says green lights give you what you want, but the red and yellow lights, they often give you what you need.
And that, right there, is the big idea. A red light is not a dead end. It's just a detour. McConaughey's core belief is that every single struggle, every no you get, is actually setting you up for a future yes. It's all about perspective and a whole lot of patience.
Okay, so that's a really cool mindset to have, but you might be thinking, how do I actually deal with this stuff when it's happening? I mean, challenges are gonna come. So let's get into the practical side of things, the strategy for navigating those red and yellow lights when they pop up.
And this is a really central idea in the book. Nobody gets a free pass. No one escapes hardship. The difference between a life that feels satisfying and one that feels frustrating, he suggests, isn't about if you face problems, it's all about how you approach them.
So, you hit a red light. Now what? Well, you've got options. You can try to power through it, just persist. You can hang a right and find a totally new route. You could put the car in park and just accept where you are for a little while. Or, and this is the real game changer, you can reframe the whole thing and see it not as a problem, but as a blessing in disguise.
Now, this whole philosophy isn't just some abstract theory. The book is packed with his own personal stories where he had to navigate his own red lights, and honestly, these stories are what make the whole concept really come to life.
One of his biggest red lights actually came from his own success. I mean, think about it. From the outside, it looked like his whole life was one big green light. He was the king of romantic comedies. But on the inside, he felt creatively bankrupt, totally unfulfilled. His own success had kind of become this golden cage, a cramped little world, as he calls it. And this wasn't just a small issue. It was a full-blown identity crisis. He knew he had to make a huge change, even if it meant walking away from guaranteed paychecks and fame.
So what does he do? Something pretty wild, actually. He gathers 35 years of his own personal journals, the raw data of his life, and goes off the grid, alone in the desert, just to reflect. He was basically mining his own life for data, looking for the patterns and the core values that would guide him from that point on.
And what he found in those journals, well, that became the blueprint for everything that came next. This leads us to the most powerful part of his philosophy. You don't just wait around for green lights to happen to you, you learn how to make them happen.
So, how do you actually make your own green lights? Well, first, you got to be honest about what your red lights are. Then you consciously decide how you're going to deal with them. Some green lights you have to earn through pure hard work and discipline. Others you can plan for, setting yourself up for success down the road. And finally, you got to stay humble enough to know when a green light is just a gift, pure and simple luck.
When you boil it all down, catching green lights is really about taking a proactive approach to your own life. It's about shifting your mindset so you can create more yes answers for yourself, especially in a world that can often feel like it's full of no's.
And all of this, it all builds up to this one really powerful final message that goes way beyond just dealing with problems. It's about truly taking ownership of your own life and living with real intention.
McConaughey had this realization that he felt more alive playing characters in movies than he did just being himself. So he decided to change that. The goal, as he says,
is to be the star of your own favorite movie, to be your own hero, not just some actor playing a part.
So the big takeaway here is this. Don't wait to live your legacy. Your life is not a dress rehearsal. You are the writer, you're the director, and you are the star. It's all about making choices that line up with the hero you actually want to be, day in and day out.
And that's why this isn't just another self-help book. It's personal. It's a philosophy that's signed and delivered from his own experience, right to you. It's really an invitation to take what he's learned and start writing your own story with that same kind of ownership.
So it really all comes down to one question for you. The next time you hit a red light, what's your move going to be? Are you going to persist? Are you going to pivot? Or are you just going to pause? The art of life is right there, in that choice. And that is how you catch a green light.